are watching Junior Certificate Mathematics lesson, and today we are looking at revision for Mathematics Paper 1, where you are not allowed to use a calculator. And I want to stress that you are not allowed to use a calculator here. Practice working out questions without using a calculator. And let's go straight into the revision questions. The first revision question says, which of the following triangles below are similar? So we are given the triangles here, and we are to decide which of these are similar. So it's a concept of similar figures. Before you can answer this, you will need to know what the concept of similar figures says. For similar figures, we expect the ratio of the corresponding sides to be the same. That is, in similar figures, the ratio of the corresponding sides is the same. So that is the concept we are going to use here to identify those triangles which are similar. Triangle E is measuring 5, 9, and 6, and then F 5, 9, 7. So let us check the first alternative, E and F. It's simpler to use the alternatives here. So let's check the alternative A, E and F. This is our triangle E. So let's check triangle E. The triangle E is 5, 9, 6. And we are told that we need to compare this to triangle F, which is 5, 9, 7. So the side 5 centimeter corresponds to 5. So this simply means 5 divided by 5 is equals to 1. Is this 5 divided by this 5? And then we have 9 divided by 9. 9 divided by 9. Giving us 1. And then the last one, 6 divided by 7, which is just 6 over 7. And 6 divided by 7, this is 6 over 7. But we are saying for similar figures, we expect the ratio of the corresponding sides to be the same. So we have 1 here, and then here is 6 over 7. So it means the two triangles are not similar, because for them to be similar, we expect if we get a 1 in the first part here, second part 1, even the last part should be 1. The ratio of the corresponding sides has to be the same throughout. So E and F are not similar. And then what about the next one? Let's check the next alternative, E and H. E and H. If you check E and H, the side 9 centimeter corresponds to the side 27 centimeters. So we will have 27 divided by 9, which is equals to 3. And then the next side, the side 6 centimeters corresponds to the side 18 centimeters. Now from the first one, we said 18 divided by 9. So it means even here, we will start with the side for triangle H. Because in the first part, we started with the side for triangle H, which is 27, and then ended up with the side in triangle E, which is 9. So we will have 18 divided by 6. And then what is 18 divided by 6 is 3. And then the next part is 15. The 15 here corresponds to the 5. So it's 15 divided by 5. And then 15 divided by 5 is 3. So we can see that we are getting a constant, which is a 3. It's a 3 throughout. So by getting a 3, this is simply saying the two triangles are similar. We can check other alternatives. Let's forget about B for a while and check alternative C. G and H. G and H. We have G and H, we have it's 15 divided by 5, which is 3. Is the 15 divided by 5, 3. And then 27 divided by 13. 27 divided by 13 is 2 and 1 over 13. So the two triangles are not similar, because we can see that the ratio is not constant. For you to say these triangles are similar, we expect the ratio of the corresponding sides to be the same throughout. So it means G and H are not similar. And then what about F and G? F and G is 9 divided by 13, which is just 9 over 13. And then 5 over 5 is 1. So F and G are also not similar. So the triangles which are similar are E and H. So let's check where E and H is. E and H is at B, so we'll circle B. This is where the answer for similar figures is represented, E and H. Remember, for you to conclude that the figures are similar, you expect the ratio of the corresponding sides to be the same. So in this question, we found that in triangle E and H, the ratio of the corresponding sides is 3 throughout, which is constant. Therefore, because it's 3 throughout, it means the two triangles are similar, E and H, and we circled B. The next question, it says find 37.5% of 240. So you have to find 37.5% of 240. We'll have to write 37.5% as an improper fraction. And to write this as an improper fraction, we'll say 2 times 37, which is 74, plus 1 is 75. So this will be 75 divided by 2, and is still in percentage, times 240. And then this will be 75 divided by 2 divided by 100, because percent means out of 100. So we have to divide by 100. And then after dividing this by 100, multiply this by 240. This will be 75 divided by 2 times 1 over 100. Because when you divide, you invert the number that you are dividing with, and then you multiply immediately at that stage. So this will be 75 over 2 times 1 over 100 times 240. The 0 here will cancel the 0 over here, and then we will have, or instead of cancelling, I think there's the better way of doing this. Let's not cancel, because when we cancel, it will take us long to get the answer. So this is just 75 over 2 times 1 over 100 times 240. So 25 into 75 is 3. 25 into 100 is 4. And then 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 24 is 6. Into 0 is 0. So what do we have now? We have 3 times 60 divided by 2 times 1. This will be 2 here once. 2 into 60 is 30. Because 2 into 6 is a 3, into 0 is 0, so it's 30. And then this is just the 3 times 30. 3 times 30 is 90. So this is simply saying 37.5% of 240 is 90 pula. And then we have to check in our alternatives. Do we have 90 pula somewhere in our alternatives? According to this question, 90 is represented at alternative B. So we'll circle B. This is where the answer is represented. When you are asked to find the percentage of a quantity, all that you need to do is to divide the given percentage by 100 and then multiply by the quantity. It will give you what you are expected to calculate. We are at question number 3. And question number 3 says, Mr. Polu earns 375 pula 55 tebe per day. How much money will he earn in 10 days? So you are told that in one day, Mr. Polu is getting 375 pula 55 tebe. So what about in 10 days? If one day 375, the second day 375, then what about after 10 days? This is just the 375 pula 55 tebe times 10. And when we multiply by a power of 10, this is 375.55. So this is a concept of multiplying by a power of 10. So when you multiply by a power of 10, the point is here. And when you multiply by a power of 10, the point moves once to the right. So it will be here. Meaning this will be 375.5 and a 0, because this is money. Money is written correct to 2 decimal places. So the answer is 3,755 pula 50 tebe. You check. Do you have this 3,755 pula 50 tebe in alternatives? You check. A 3750, B 395 pula 55, C 365 pula 65, D 3755 pula 50, and this is what we got. So you will circle D to indicate that this is your correct answer. Question number 4. Mpho bought 2 bags of mangoes at 30 pula each. So there are 2 bags, each costing 30 pula. Each bag contains 20 mangoes. That is, in each bag there are 20 mangoes. He sold all the mangoes at 5 pula each. How much profit did he make? So you are expected to calculate the profit. So let's work it out. 2 bags will cost 60 pula. Cost of 2 bags. Is 60 pula. And then it says each bag contains 20 mangoes. And then if each bag has got 20 mangoes, what about the 2? It means in the 2 bags we will have 40 mangoes, because it's 2 times, as 20 mangoes times the 2. So this will be 40. It's 40 mangoes in all. And then it says he sold all the mangoes at 5 pula. So this simply means it's 40 times 5. And then what is 40 times 5? To find out how much he'll get out of the 40 mangoes, 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20, meaning this is 200 pula. But then the question says, how much profit did he make? He bought this for 60 pula, and then he's getting 200 pula from selling all these 2 bags. So this simply means it's 200 pula minus 60. And then what is 200 pula minus 60? This is equals to 140. So the profit is 140 pula. This is the profit he made. And then we check. Do we have 140 here? A 60, B 100, C 40, and D it's 140. So we'll circle B to indicate that we have worked out this question. So the correct answer to this question is 140. You must be careful with this question, because you need to make sure that you start by finding the total amount of the 2 bags. In this case is 60, and then after that each bag contains 20 mangoes. So to find the total of the mangoes is 20 times 2, because we got 2 bags, and this will give 40. Then multiply 40 by 5, giving 200 pula. Then subtract 60, which is the profit. In this case we'll get 140. So the profit is rather 140. So we'll circle the 140, which is at D. The next question, question number 5. A car uses 15 liters of petrol to travel a distance of 100 kilometers. How many liters will the car use to travel a distance of 300 kilometers? So it says 400 kilometers, that is 15 liters. The car will travel 100 kilometers. This is just a direct proportion question, because when we increase the number of liters, it means the distance also has to increase. So it's 15 to 100. And then what about X liters? X liters will take us to 300 kilometers. So we have to find the value of X. It says find the liters which will require this car to travel 300 kilometers. And this will be X times 100 is 100x. It's equals to 300 multiplying 15. And then divide by 100. Divide here also by 100. The 100 here cancels the 100. So X will be equals to 0 cancels this one. The 0 here cancels this. So we have 3 times 15. And then what is 3 times 15? It's 45. So it means we need 45 liters to travel 300 kilometers. A, 5 liters, B, 15 liters, C, 30 liters, and then D is 45 liters. We need to circle D to indicate that we have answered this question. So the correct answer to this question is D, which is 45 liters. Question number 2. Rather, question number 6, not 2. We had question number 6. The price of a car is 400,000 VAT is charged at 12% of the price. Calculate the amount of money charged as VAT. So it's 12 divided by 100 times 400,000. The 0 here cancels the 0 over here. 0 here will cancel the 0 here. And then this is simply saying 12 times 4,000. And then what is 12 times 4,000? Just multiply 12 times 4. 12 times 4, 4 times 2 is 8. And then 4 times 1 is 4. So it's 48. But remember, you also need to multiply by a further 1,000. So times 1,000. Because this was 4,000. So multiply by a further 1,000. And this will give you 48,000. So it says calculate the amount of money charged as VAT. So VAT is charged as 48,000. So the answer to this question is represented at D. So let's circle the answer D. This is how you work out question involving VAT. And remember, when VAT is charged on something, this is just the percentage of VAT, which in this case is 12 divided by 100 times the 400,000. And we got the answer as 48,000 as VAT. And we are working on question number 7 of mathematics paper 1, which is a multiple choice paper. And in this paper, you are not allowed to use a calculator. No calculator usage here. That's what you should do. Make sure that you work questions without using a calculator. So let's look at question number 7. A social club has 460 members. 15% of the members are adults and 25% are boys. So we are told that 15% of the 460 are adults and then 25% are boys. The rest of the members are girls. Then it says how many girls are there in the club. So we have to find the number of girls in this club. How do we find the number of girls in this club? We can just add 15% plus 25%. And then what is 15% plus 25%? This is 25 plus 15, 0, 3, 40. So it means the percentage for boys as well as for adults. Adults and boys are taking a portion of 40%, meaning 60%, which is the remaining percentage, is for girls, because it's just 100% minus 40%. So this will give us 60% as the percentage for girls. So the question says how many girls are there in the club? This will be 60 divided by 100 times the total number of the members. So how many members do we have? 460. So it's times 460. This cancels this. The 0 here will cancel this one. So we have 46 times 6. And then what is 46 times 6? 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 4 is 24 plus 3 is 24 plus 3 is 27. So it's 276. That is the number of girls. So according to this question, there are 276 girls in this social club, and we will circle A because that's where the 276 is. There is the other alternative to working out this question, which I want to believe, of course, it will take a longer time because you can find the 15% of 460, get the answer, and then find out 25% of 460, get the answer. Then add the two answers. That is the answer for 15% and then the answer for 25%. Then subtract the total from 460. You will still get 276. But I want to believe that will take a longer time. But whatever is comfortable with you, can use it. We are now at question number 8. And question number 8 says the ratio of boys to girls in a school is 1:3. The school has 780 students, rather pupils. How many more girls than boys are there in the school? We can see that the ratio of boys to girls is given as 1:3. So the total part here is 1 plus 3, giving us 4. And the question is saying we are to find how many more girls are than boys. So to do that, we have to start by calculating the number of girls. And to find the number of girls, this will be or rather we can just find the number of boys, because when we find the number of boys we will multiply by 1. So let's just find the number of boys. It will be 1 over 4 times the number of students in the school, which is 780. 4 here once, 4 into 7 is 1, remainder 3, 4 into 38 is 9, remainder 2, and then 4 into 20, this is a 9, not a 3, and then into 20 is 5, meaning the number of boys is 1 times 195, which is equals to 195. This is the number of boys. And then what about the number of girls? 195 boys. What about the number of girls? The number of girls will simply be 780 minus 195. And then we can borrow 1 from the 8. This will be 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. We are remaining with a 7 here. Borrow 1 from 7. It will be 17. And then 17 minus 9. And then what is 17 minus 9? It's 8. 17 minus 9 is 8. And then we are left with the 6 from the 7 here. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So there are 585 girls. And then the question is saying how many more girls than boys are there in the school. So we have to find the number of girls which exceed the number of boys. So this will simply be 585 minus the number of boys. The number of boys is 195. And then this will be 0. And then 8 minus 9, we need to take 1 from the 5. This will be 18. And then 18 minus 9 is 9. We are remaining with 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So the answer is 390. So we need to check our alternatives. Do we have 319 alternatives? A is 490, C 380, D 180, B is 390. And this is the correct answer to this question. We will circle B to indicate that we have worked out this question. Question number 9. It says use the table below to answer questions that follow. And then it says activity, debate, starting at 5:07 p.m. is finished at 5:35 p.m. And then singing 5:47 to 6, dancing 6:10 to 6:49, and then there's a quiz which starts at 6:58 and is ending at 7:32. Then the question says which activity took the longest time, and you need to check all the activities, the time the activities took to finish over here. So it's what, 5:07 to 7:35. And then what is 5:07 to 7:35 is just 5:35 minus, this is a 5 here, 0, 7. So this will be 1 from here is 15. This is a 7, it's 8 here, and then this is a 2 here. So it's 28 minutes. This one is going to take 28 minutes. And then what about 5:47 to 6? This is just 13 minutes. Just 6 minus 5:47 will be 6 minutes. And then 6:10 to 6:49. This is 39 minutes. That is, dancing will take 39 minutes. It's 6:49. Let's prove it. 6:49 minus 6:10. It's 9, 3. So it's 39 minutes. And then we got the quiz. 6:58 to 7:32. So let's as well subtract here and check the time this activity will take. 7:32 minus 6:58. And then all that we need to do, we cannot subtract 58 minutes from 32. So we'll take 1 hour from the 7 here and add it to the 32. This will be 92 minutes because it's 60 plus 32, giving us 92. Then subtract 58. We'll subtract 58 from 92. 1 from 9 here will be 12. Then 12 minus 8 is 4. We are remaining with 8. and then 8 minus 5 is 3. The answer to this means this will be 3 and a 4 here, and then 6, because we borrowed 1 from here, which is the 60 minutes, and then we are remaining with the 6 here. So it's 6 minus 6, 0, meaning the quiz here from 6:58 to 7:32 is 34 minutes. 34 minutes. This is how we work it out. And then let's go and check in our alternatives. It says which activity took the longest time. We now need to compare. We have 28 minutes, 13, 39, and 34. So according to this, dancing took the longest time. And let's check. Do we have dancing here? Of course, it's at C. So let's circle C, because that is where the longest time has been taken with regard to this question. This is how we answer this question. And before we part, I want to encourage you to practice working out these questions without using a calculator. It is important that you get time working out this question without any pressure, and check, can we work out these questions without using a calculator? Because the practice of this, where you are working questions without using a calculator, will give you confidence before you enter an exam. And before we part also, I want to encourage you to make sure that it is important for you rather to make sure that you look at the past exam questions, because they will give you exactly how the exam looks like, and that will also give you a boost when entering the exam room. We have come to the end of this lesson, and from me and the rest of the Junior Certificate Mathematics crew, bye-bye.